All right, the goal's try and keep this brief. Maybe around like 3 to 4 minutes. But let's talk about my expectation, my whole predictions for the upcoming chapter of Black Clover. I want to first get the part out of the way that it's not in the like large speaking point that I want to go off of, and that being the Vanica approach. And though I am interested in her character, she seems like she's going to be a lot of fun. But as her whole confrontation, not like when we saw with Xeno. When Xeno approached the Golden Dawn, I knew that he was going to dominate. I still had my hopes for the Dark Disciples, the ones that we saw were not up to like what I was hoping for, but there's still possibility in the future of getting at least some Dark Disciples of note that after the end of all this, we'll, be able to look back on and be like, yeah, that's a cool character. But with Vanica, Vanica was... well, she is rather not in the same kind of position, because with the Golden Dawn like confrontation, you really had William, a captain, as like the biggest threat you have, and really only one of them around that level. Whereas Vanica's got 5 spirit guardians, and then you kind of like the main cast characters, and you got Asta Noel, and then you got also like Nero and stuff. There's a lot more that she's gonna have to contend with than say Xeno. And as far as we can kind of guess, the one that I really want to talk about when we get to Dante, because with Vanica, I feel like it's going to be more possible for her to get like maybe pushed back a little bit, because Xeno, I didn't think he was going to get pushed back at all. It went about what I would expect for him specifically. But for Vanica, I can see her getting stalemated by, again, 5 Spirit Guardians, and we know Gacha is already around, Wizard King level. But, as it were, we can look at someone like Dante, and Dante being seemingly the strongest out of the members of the Dark Triad. And not only that, he seems to like he's going to be, the big front runner of everything. So I don't see him losing. It'll probably go more brutal than, well, maybe not more brutal, maybe a little bit more scary than with Xeno. I could see it being more of like just an absolute domination. With Xeno's, it was more, we saw him go after William, no diff William, dude didn't even take his hands out of his pockets, just used like one spell. Whereas it was the Dark Disciples that killed all the Golden Dawn. I can see like the Black Bulls squared up, ready to fight him, and then just all of them defeated without realizing it, and then it's just Yami and Xeno. Well, not Xeno, Dante. But with this whole fight, it's going to be a weird one, because Yami, as the second most popular character in the series, only below Asta, the main character, as well as he got a lot more powerful, I think we can imagine after the 6-month time skip. And it's not like just with William, we can assume he got stronger by how much we don't know, and then he ended up losing. We saw Yami definitely break past his limits and, unlock Monozone, you're right, at the end with the Word Devil fight, so he's probably got that down and, able to use it with his techniques now, like just at will, not with the same level of, super concentration. Maybe like same level of range would take further concentration. I don't know. We don't know the full extent of how his is going to work. But what we do kind of know is that Yami will not go down without a fight. It would be very weird if Yami got like off-paneled, or he got like no-diffed and just beaten super quick. I see it more of like him, showing all these displays of new abilities. Like maybe he gets like a Dimension Slash that ends up splitting into multiple parts. I just imagine one Dimension Slash and then 2 more kind of curve out of it, as just like a, one going just a straight forward, and then 2 kind of just curving off out of it like 45-degree angles. It'd be pretty useful. Still, like not too OP, but pretty strong. Whereas though after that point, I see him losing. We still don't know what Xeno. Again, I'm messing up. We don't know what Dante's magic is. There's some guesses about maybe being gravity manipulation, but with that, we can still look at what could be good out of Yami, losing, which again I think is a high possibility and very likely to happen if he gets confronted by Dante. Because right now, who do we also know that was captured? William. And William is a character who has been very controversial within the Black Clover fandom. You either like him or you hate him. But I think it'd be a really good writing idea for Tabata to have Yami captured, throw Yami into a cell, the same one as William. So not only do we learn, like, maybe, like, they only have each other to talk to, they want to keep each other company, but also, we can find out more stuff about, like, Yami's past. We can find out more about, how William's been reflecting off of everything. And I think that way, like, not only like as we see more into William just as a character and not in as the powerful wizard, but as like who he is, but also like while like alongside Yami, and maybe seeing like how Yami can kind of end up forgiving him, maybe the readers can too, and they could become friends. I don't know, I can just see, you know, a nice little side story in that aspect, and we get to peer in them from time to time and see, you know, what romances they come up with, maybe become buddies. But as it were, that's gonna be it for this one. It's already 5.5 minutes, so I'll call it good for this whole rundown of my predictions for the next chapter. Rather than that, comment below, thumbs up the video for the like button, subscribe button, and check out my other videos. But I appreciate everyone's already subscribed, and I thank you all for listening. Bye.